peeps! I've decided to make some more nut brittle. And so this is 2 cups of sugar in here. You're also going to need about a tablespoon of vanilla and about a teaspoon of cream of tartar. And you're going to need some, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Salt. I like to use this Himalayan pink sea salt, and I'll probably do about 6 grinds of the sea salt into here, which is going to be about a teaspoon. I've cut off a chunk of about 1/3 of a cube of butter. You're going to need about a tablespoon of, this is baking powder. Pardonnez-moi, I did not mean to say baking powder. I meant to say baking soda. On with the show. And you're also going to need about 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. So those are the approximate proportions. I just dump everything. I don't even measure it, but those were about the measurements that I used. I also have this parchment paper that I put a little butter on, and sitting on this cookie sheet, that's what I'm going to pour it onto. You can see over here that I am beginning to melt my sugar. I should be stirring it so that it doesn't burn. It's already beginning to get a little too brown. Anyway, I'll show you, I've got the fire on kind of low, like a low medium heat. And you'll want to, you're going to want to just keep stirring this. You don't want to, well, get that away from the fire a little bit. You don't want to just let it sit because it will get too dark too fast. So I don't add any water or any corn syrup or anything like that. I just, number one is I get all this sugar melted. So let me continue stirring and melting, and I'll come right back when it's all melted. This takes about 10 minutes or so. Okie dokie. So just as soon as the last of the sugar had melted, you can see there's no more chunks of sugar. Now I'm just going to start adding the rest of the stuff. So here's my salt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 grinds of that. Now I'm going to throw my butter in. That's going to melt. And while that's melting, I'm going to get out a little bit of vanilla. I'm going to put in about a teaspoon or so. Now I'm going to continue to melt the butter and stir in the vanilla. Now I'm going to put in some chocolate, about 3 tablespoons or so. There we go. Simple. I'm going to do this around like so. The heat is off now. I've turned the heat off underneath the iron skillet. You could use a double boiler, some fancy candy maker or whatever, but you know, I do everything in cast irons, or as much as I can. So anyhow, I'm just leaving it like that. Now you're going to want a little bit of cream of tartar. I put in about a teaspoon cream of tartar. And that is going to... Cream of tartar, I think what it does is it helps keep your candy from getting too brittle. I think that's what it does. It allows it to crunch nicely and not break your teeth. That butter is just about done. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stir in some baking soda. About that. That's about a tablespoon. But what the baking soda does is it causes it to get real kind of frothy and foamy. So as I stir that in, we'll see the color's going to lighten up, and you're going to see it gets kind of bubbly looking and starts to expand in size and volume. So now we're ready for the last thing I forgot to tell you, about 1 cup to 1.5 cups of nuts. I'm just using whole mixed nuts from Costco here. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to toss in some, I don't know, about 1 cup or so of semi-sweet chocolate chips. Going to get that all nice and mushed around. You just kind of want to incorporate it. I can tell it's beginning to set up already. And that's okay. So now I am going to take that mess and it is going to be put onto the cookie sheet with the parchment, and on it goes, and just kind of scrape it as much as you can off the bottom there, and you're going to want to smush that down like so. And if I were too worried about this, I would, I'd heat it back up again if I wanted to sit, you know, flatter. But I don't, because I know that when I break this stuff up, it's going to break up into nice chunks. And it will be easy to chew and kind of chunky and all of that. So there we go. I'm going to bring this over to you so you can see it a little bit better. So there we go. That is what it looks like. Once this cools, I'm going to come back and we'll break it up and I'll have a little taste test. And here we are. It is done. I put it in the refrigerator to let it set up a little bit more because it's got the chocolate chips in it. So it's going to tend to be, it just needed to get a little colder. And it should break up nicely, which it does. And if I were making this to give away or sell or whatever, I would be using gloves, obviously. But I'm not. I am making this for us. And Grant's going to be home tomorrow. Let's see if I can't do this better with the knife. And he loves the stuff, so between the two of us, what am I going to do? Here, I got a problem here. What my problem be? Oh, I know what I'm going to do. It got too cold in the refrigerator. Oh, here we go. There we go. It actually crumbles up really nicely. So, I'm going to stick all of this in a Ziploc bag, and it will probably be gone by the time he gets home. But hey, what can I say? So anyhow, there we go. And now let's have a little taste test. Let's see here. I think you can probably see me. I hope you can see me. All right, here it is. Man. I love my own cooking. Oh, yes, I do. I'll see you guys later. Bye.